Everyone, welcome to Sussex Viral. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and please like, subscribe, and share, and leave your comment down in the comment section if you like what I'm talking about. Erin Curry is out and about again, and obviously she's looking for attention, and obviously her man is on Love and Marriage Unveiled is coming back as well. This content I'm making was meant to be done last week. Didn't do it. Don't do it yet. Just wait. And I said I'm gonna do it this week. But I'll explain more at the end of the video. So my video I'm doing is a deep dive about famous affair. Women who slept with married men and get noticed for it. So let's begin. In a world obsessed with fame, some women became infamous not for what they achieved, but for who they were with. Whether they knew or not, these women found themselves in the eyes of the storm, accused of wrecking homes, destroying marriage, and igniting media frenzy. But what happened when being the other woman make you a star? This is the untold story of women who got famous because they slept with someone else's husband. We all know many of these women on this list is still a big star before they even slept with someone else's husband. But you understand where I'm coming from. Number one, and one of the most famous, I think, out of these ladies, or maybe who actually start this woman using the side chicks using their misdeed as a way of coming up. And the first one that I acknowledge is Monica Lewinsky, the scandal that changed politics. 98. The White House, Monica Lewinsky, a young intern, is caught in a scandal with President Bill Clinton. The affair took the politics world, led to impeachment proceeding, and made Monica Lewinsky the face of public shaming. But years later, she reclaimed her name, turning pain into power as an anti-bullying advocate. And she did try to turn around, all these negative comment and media stories into a more positive way. Of many years after, like within 2010, she ever come back. And obviously we know, Bill Clinton, his wife, stood by him. She stood by him to this day. They're still married. And this young lady gained fame, money from just being a mistress or exposing what she have done. It's just crazy. But it was a start of many things to come, many other stories to come. And this lead.
You found yourself alone with Bill Clinton in the chief of staff's office, and you lifted the back of your jacket and you showed the president of the United States your thong underwear. Where did you get the nerve? I mean, who does that?
I'm sure, as you know, and everybody who has ever been in any situation where there's flirtation, it's a dance. And it's sort of one person does something, and then do you meet that person and raise the stakes? And that was how our flirtation relationship was progressing. It was I know that it sort of has been highlighted. At the age of 22, I fell in love with my boss. And at the age of 24, I learned the devastating consequences. Can I see a show of hands of anyone here who didn't make a mistake or do something?
To the number 2 spot, Alicia Keys, accused by a wife. When Alicia Keys fell for music producer Swizz, he was still married to R&B singer, didn't stay quiet. She wrote a open letter calling Alicia Keys out publicly. The backlash was huge. Alicia claimed they were separate, but the drama still followed them for years. Still, Alicia and Swizz married, built family, and managed to outlaw the scandal. Has she? Not fully, because Alicia Keys did try to make a comeback in 2022 and 2023 as well. She did come out with a new song, and she didn't get as much download or streaming for her music, and many people believe it was because each time she come up with a new project, people keep remembering that she took someone else's husband, and for that reason, many women who want to support her do not forgive her, and she still is having that stigma on her name. Not as Alicia Keys, the once great artist that play amazing piano, not anymore. It's just Alicia Keys who took someone else's husband. So beautiful, but yet she had to look another woman's husband. And I know that she do not like that. And even though she came back out
And
with the
that idea
ex-wife,
was like, wow,
and
like,
she tried to say they are
people
not
can
blended
see where we
family,
came from
all
to where we at
happy and
now.
everything. The damage was
We
done.
thought that
Her
it would
career
benefit
got
a lot of
taken out
families
because
and
of
a lot
that
of
reason.
different people in a
And
similar
he
situation.
has not really
We
gotten
worked on ourselves
that
individually.
bad backlash,
We
obviously.
worked
The man
on our
never really do.
relationship. We
But she did.
healed. We healed our children. We gave them an opportunity to see us growing. And that's the real blend. That healing it's the first step to blending.
We would be around a table, you know, and it'd be the three of us. And we would set ground rules, like just allowing everybody to have a moment to speak, not interrupting each other, really praying before we started so that we can create beautiful energy between us.
You never hear nothing bad about Alicia Keys.
Yeah, you do.
What do you
Y'all just don't hear nothing about it.
Okay. I thought her record was pretty clean.
No. Not fucking around with Swizz and not breaking up happy homes. Like, people are forgetting when she moved into Swizz and them's house to work on the music with him, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife.
Right.
And plotting to steal her husband to cover up the fact.
What are these two doing in my car? Well, this ain't.
Okay, so number 3 is Gabrielle Union. Side eye from the public. Gabrielle Union and NBA star Dwyane Wade became couple goals. I don't think so. After he divorced his first wife. But their early romance had overlap. Wade, whatever his name is, ex-wife publicly accused him of cheating and even sued Gabrielle for emotional distress. The couple survived public scrutiny and even welcomed a baby by surrogate, but not without serious side eye from the media. And obviously, the story went this way, as they said he went to a show with his wife at the time, and Gabrielle Union was at that show. The first time she met him, she felt like she wanted him, and I just put it that way so you can understand. She was interested in him from that first time she met him, and she decided to pursue him. And within a year, he filed for divorce. And then within about 6 months after he filed for divorce, he divorced his wife, took the kids from his ex-wife, leave her with nothing, and took the kids as well from her. He got full custody. So he didn't give his ex-wife anything, and he took the kids also from her as well. And then after that, within 6 months, he was with Gabrielle Union, and within a couple years after that, they got married. But obviously, karma does not play, and Gabrielle Union could not produce a child. She ended up having to use surrogate to have a baby because she had over 8 or 10 miscarriage. Couldn't get pregnant. If you want to say that's voodoo or karma from the ex-wife, who knows? But some tears are just very damaging. And I guess that woman tears surely teach Gabrielle Union, like, you took my husband and you're not gonna get away with it. She could never have kids, and she still, even though she have a daughter by surrogate, she physically couldn't give birth to any of her children. Okay, so that's a serious one. Number 4, LeAnn Rimes, whatever. Sorry if I mentioned her name bad. Country star turned top-line queen. LeAnn Rimes was already a household name when she had an affair with Eddie Cibrian, who was married to Real Housewives star Brandi Glanville. The fallout was explosive. Marriage end, career shift, and Brandi rode the wave all the way to reality fame. Meanwhile, LeAnn and Eddie married and even made a reality show of their own. And with this, like, LeAnn, she had a very great career, and she was like being like put up on a pedestal in the country music world. But as soon as she went and had an affair, and this affair was so nasty, and the reason why she will be the queen of top line story was because she were married at the time when she was sleeping with a married man. So a married woman sleeping with a married man, and that's how the affair was exposed. And her husband was so sweet, so wonderful, but did she care about that? No, she left him. And obviously because of, Eddie, I have a serious crush on that man for years, from when I used to watch him on Young, but I think Young and the Reckless, I used to love watching him on that show, and I had a crush on him for years. And remember, I've been watching that show when I was like 8 or 9, and maybe 10. Most of these times, these people, they don't really think about other people. They just think about their affection and whatever they're going through at the moment. Even though LeAnn and Eddie are still together to this day, her fame has gone down so badly. And the worst part of it is that Brandi, she has used that misfortune from Eddie cheating on her with LeAnn, and she turned that into fame and money for herself, because she ended up going on The Housewife. She was on it for years, and she has made a lot of money, and she has spent most of her money, on drinks, and obviously we know she has turned her life upside down many times. And she's not the side chick, but she has used the aftermath of the affair as a way to gain fame as a wife that was cheated on. And that is another side that can happen. Okay, so we're going to number 5, and this one is one of the most juiciest and most famous, and I mean famous side chick ever. I think ever. And it's Angelina Jolie. Hollywood's most famous love triangle. They met filming Miss and Mrs. Smith. Brad Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston. Angelina said they didn't cheat, but the world saw things differently. Of course we did. They did cheat. The movie let we know. Brangelina became a global brand, but Angelina also became one of Hollywood's most conservative figures. Years later, after a messy split, people still debate, was she really the homewrecker or just a woman who won? Won? I don't think she won. No, she was just a homewrecker. That's what I believe, in my opinion. And the thing is that the way she got him is the way she lose him, because after she cheated with Brad Pitt and he left Jennifer and went to Angelina, they were playing this power couple for years, where she had 3 kids with him, and she also had other kids that she adopted as well, and they were playing this happy family. And you had Jennifer, who don't have no kids, and this woman was just like, people just like giving her sympathy all the time. And come to see later on is that Jennifer is the one who got the last laugh, because she ended up laughing. Well, she didn't laugh, like literally laugh, but in my heart, I feel like she probably did laugh, because Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie end up divorcing, and the worstest thing is they are still fighting over their children up to this day, where most of the kids do not even speak to Brad Pitt, and their divorce was so messy as well, that the way how easy Jennifer let him go over to Angelina, and the way how messy and destructive him and Brad Pitt himself and Angelina divorce was, like, he should have stick with his wife, which was Jennifer at the time, and shouldn't have ever went to Angelina. But such is life. He did it, and now, what else he have to show for it, apart from the kids that they had together within that marriage after. So that was a famous triangle that lost and ended up tearing apart in the most destructive way, I think. Number 6, we have Fantasia, and I didn't want to put Fantasia on it, but she has to be on it because she is one of those side chicks. Idol star to Scandal Survival, and this one is quite juicy because, Fantasia won American Idol, but it was her personal life that made headlines later. She was romantically involved with Antwaun Cook, who was married at the time. The backlash was intense, leading to depression, lawsuit, and even lead to a S attempt. Fantasia later said she was misled and didn't know he was still legally married. And when I said I have to include this one because it's so juicy, because this woman went with a married man. She didn't know he was married, and she went and dated this married man. And when she ended up being with this man, the wife ended up suing Fantasia for destroying her marriage, because in certain part of America you can sue. Fantasia was sued by the wife, and then she couldn't pay the wife. Then he took most of her money. Not only that, I think she got pregnant by him, and then he didn't really take on parenting with her, so she ended up broke and alone and desperate while having a lawsuit from the ex-wife. Like, the drama was so hot and heated, like, very much so. But as they said, a scandal survivor, because she ended up later on find herself a husband, and she's doing pretty good right now. So I guess God
always took God with me. Let me clarify who God is in my life, because there's many gods. I'm talking about the man who died and rose on the 3rd day.
To find real love, and I decided to do something different on my end.
Forgive her.
I needed to learn me. There was something that I was doing
so
wrong.
we're going to number 7.
We tend to blame everybody else.
This one
Sometimes you have
is also very messy. And I'm talking about this Tori Spelling, from scandal to reality TV. Oh my goodness. Tori Spelling met Dr. Dean on set. Problem. They were both married. They left their spouse and built a new life on reality TV. Their serial, Tori and Dean gave fans a front row seat to their love life, parenting, and financial struggle. The affair paid off in reality show dollars, even if it left a lot of wreckage behind. And Tori had an amazing husband. It's the same as LeAnn. Same situation. The only difference is that no, it's actually the same story. It's the same story, just different people. Tori was married to this wonderful husband, and Dean was also married. Dean was not so much famous, obviously, but he's an actor, so I guess he was known. And they end up cheating on their spouse, and once they cheated, they didn't have no sympathy for their spouse, none at all. And they had a reality show where they tried to rub it into their spouse's face. Later on down the line, Tori said she had to come and apologize to her ex-husband for what she did, because the way how Dean did her so bad, so dirty, that she regret everything she have done, and she had to end up apologizing to her ex-husband. And remember, not only that, Dean took most of her money, spent it off, leaving her broke, leaving her with no home for and over. I think they had over 5 kids as well. Between 5 kids plus he had the kids from his previous marriage. And then Story, her mom, have all that million that was left back from her dad. And her mom didn't really help her much because she felt that Tori spent too much, and Tori put all of this on herself. She chose to cheat on her husband. She chose to have so much kids, and they couldn't afford the lifestyle that they were living. Even though her mom is super rich, like rich. She could not afford the lifestyle, and they end up having so much kids without being able to afford the lifestyle that they were living. And Dean took as much of her money, and then he left her. Actually, before he left her, he cheated on her multiple times. Cheated on her before he left her, and then also badmouthed her as well. So that relationship was so reckless and so hectic. Oh my God. That is why so much like ex-wife had a good time when they see how these relationships end up in very, very bad hole. And you're like, you left me and now you're in a worse situation than you were with me. How does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. It does not. But life's gotta move on. It does. And we are going to number 8. Amina Buddafly. Love and hip hop side chicks showdown. Amina Buddafly married Peter Gunz while he was still living with Tara, his long-term partner and mother of his children. The mess explored on Love and Hip Hop New York, with all 3 involved in a love triangle that make for unforgettable reality TV drama. Amelia may have married him, but she shared him too. So the story with Amelia is that she got married to Peter for her paper. Peter was with his longtime partner, Tara, and he was still with Tara, but he could not let Amelia, who was also his artist, go back to Germany. So he and her was sleeping together because he was not married. I'm not gonna say it's really a big like side chick story, but he was in a long-term relationship, and she knew that he was in a relationship. She knew that he had kids and he was living with his baby mother, but she didn't care about that. She still slept with him, and obviously she wanted a paper so she could remain in the United States of America. So she got married to him, so she wouldn't get returned back to Germany. And Tara left Peter, and then he ended up sleeping back with Tara. He got Amelia pregnant. She had her daughter. Got her pregnant again. She had abortion, and then he went and slept with Tara, and got Tara pregnant. She kept her baby. Then when Amelia found out that Tara is pregnant and having Peter's son, she ended up going to Peter and separate Peter, got pregnant with her daughter, so she could have the lost child. Messy, reckless triangle. Jeez. Then later on, I think Peter ended up going back to he left her Amelia and went back to Tori, where I think he's now sharing full custody with Tori. I think he probably live with her because he took his son to school every morning. So, and Amelia, she ended up moving to Hollywood, end up having serious financial problem where she had to go back to Germany. If that's not some mess, surely is.
The they be bitches like you're alright, and then their reputation is she's a damn wicked ass woman. We head Sarah's a smart ass woman, and you got them little guns on TV. Alright, man, like you need a gay. You don't even love yourself. Can't get used. I do love myself. Love.
Day one, waking up in Germany after losing our home in LA. Me and my kids moved out of place, put our stuff in storage, or most of it in the trash, but some of it in the storage, and we don't have a home, y'all.
Aaron Curry. Here you go, girl. This is your moment. And then there's Aaron Curry, known to love and married unfilmed. Fans had Martell, longtime mistress. Ariane never appeared on the show, but she pretended like she was on the show. She kept saying, "Oh, they keep talking about me. Every time they're talking about me, the storyline is about me." And as a fan, I'm like, how can they talking about you? You're in her life. She is the wife. It's her life, her story. You are the side chick, your outside that tried to come into their relationship. The wife cannot talk about you. You involve yourself in her story. She's talking about her story, and you're happen to be part of it because you put yourself in her story. So it's not your story. So every time this girl was like, "Oh, there's me making this story hit," and I'm wondering to myself, you're very slow. How can you say they're talking about you? You're not on the show, and not only that, you're in her relationship, come in her story. She then said, "Oh, you want to leave me alone?" But you're not married to him. You can walk away. You can change your number, ban him from coming to your home. Stuff you can do to remove yourself from someone's husband, and you're not doing it. A man would come to wherever home door is open. If you leave the door open, he's gonna come inside because it's open. But if you shut the door, there's no way he's gonna come in. And even if he forces himself in, it's still you letting him in because you can retain by going to the police or whatever she could do to block him from coming around her. But she wanted fame, and this was the way of her pursuing that lifestyle. Her affair with Ariane Distro is married to Melody and fractured the LAMH cause, which is love and married unfulfilled cause. Ariane claimed she was lied to. She was not lied to. Martell, even though Martell and Melody separated at the time while Martell went back to Aaron Curry, was married. She said, Martell said he's not going to leave her to Melody. But they were never together because he was still married. It doesn't matter if the person are separate. Woman is still married to that man. That's her husband. And you are the person who is attached to yourself. Even if they went back together, they could because they're still married. They can do whatever they want to do. She could take him back 100 times. That's her husband. He said, "Two dead do us part." That means as long as he's not dead, she can be with him, she can take him back, she can do whatever she like. She's the wife. Curry feel like she was the wife. Claimed she was lied to, but publicly clashed with fans, bloggers, and even the cast online. Her Instagram rant, interview, and coleslaw nickname only make her more infamous. Infamous. She wanted fame, and she was willing to do anything to get the fame. And to this day, she's still with Martell. She did say that she left him and that Martell is lost and she don't really want to be with him anymore. But she felt sorry for him. Just release a new photo and say that Martell is her man and hi. That's what she said, my man and hi. And I'm just saying this girl is very dimmy and very slow. I close this because I would go on and on with this girl. These women were called side chicks, homewrecker, mistress, coleslaw. Can't forget that bit. But many of them became reality star, influencers, or culture icons. Their story reveal something deeper. Socially to love to punish women for scandal men often cause. Yeah, man, they're the one who caused it. I know. Were they chasing cloud, or were they just caught in someone else's mess? Either way, one thing clear, scandal sell. It does. And I want you guys to let me know what you believe. Do you think they were a cloud chaser, or you think they just end up getting caught up in the mess? Because these are the mess of the man. These men make these mess. And their wife end up have to wipe up most of these mess and suck it up Either they stick with the man or they left the man and let the side chick keep the man, whichever way. And I meant to do this story last week. I didn't get to do it because, as I said, my internet is very bad, so I have to take my time to make story. And I didn't feel that I meant to do it yet, so I said I'm gonna wait for a bit, and then I would think about the story more clearly, and then I would do it. And out of nowhere, this dim girl released a new photo of her and Martel. Like, perfect timing for me. I was like, oh my god, this is the perfect timing. I was thinking of doing the story, and boom, this girl just released all this mess just like that. Just like that, she have released a stupid photo with Martel. Perfect for my story. Like, this girl, she's one of these misses that feel like she's so famous and feel like she's so important. And she looks so stupid. Like, no one care if you're with Martel. And the reason why people do say stuff is because people hear this girl saying, I'm done with him. He's so stupid. He's so slow. He's so lost. I can't be with him no more. I'm fed up of him. And then you see her with him still, and you're like, this girl is such a liar. Like, you wanted that woman husband so badly that you're willing to take all this mess that he showed you. He sleep with different women. He go and pretend to be with other women. He do all these things. He shame you by showing how desperate he wanted to be with his wife.